What's up, folks? Alex from Swamp Rat Fishing here, and today we're gonna go over the Neko rig. I'm gonna show you how to rig it up, and then we're gonna do some on-the-water footage, kind of show you why I would use this over a weighted wacky, where I'm gonna throw it, and we'll have some fish catches too. Stay tuned. All right, so the Neko rig. I think it's a really good technique. I think it has a time and a place. I don't think it's always the best choice, but there's some certain situations that I really like using it. First, for the gear, I've got it on a medium bait caster. That's personal choice. A lot of people will throw it on a spinning rod. I think the majority of people throw it on a spinning rod. But I've got this 13 Fishing Fate Green in medium. It can handle light baits really well, so I just prefer to use a bait caster a little more accurate. With that, I'm using a VMC Neko Hook. And then I have tried some other soft plastics. I find the best soft plastic for Neko rigging is the Missile Baits Quiver worm. They come in two sizes. This is the 6.5 inch. This is the one I recommend to use. The smaller one I've had a little bit of success, but when I throw this Neko rig, I want something a little bigger profile. And then on that, I use two different sizes of head. I either use a 1/8 or 1/16. 90% of the time, I'm using a 1/8 nail weight in the head. Also from Missile Baits, or you could use roofing nails, work really well. They'll give you a nice flat surface. The only problem I saw with them is they're gonna come out of the bait a lot more often. But a little trick is to heat the weight, your nail weight, with a lighter and then inject it into the head of your plastic. That'll help the plastic kind of form around it and hold it longer. All right, then the other piece of it is it's gonna have an O-ring, one of those wacky O-rings. Again, you don't have to use it. I use it all the time now because it helps hold that bait on there. When a fish spits this, not only are you losing the soft plastic, you're also gonna lose that weight too. So I find putting the O-ring on there definitely keeps that bait on the hook. It'll slide up the line and you're still connected to the fish. So highly recommend that. So you're gonna put that nail weight in. You're gonna put your O-ring on. I put it just a little bit less than half. Then you're gonna take your hook and you're gonna run it through the bait and the O-ring. I like to do it to where the hook is facing up. So it's gonna look like that. Right, hook right there, shank right here. It's gonna go down on the bottom. I'm gonna explain a little bit more in the on the water footage, but where I'm gonna throw this, instead of a weighted wacky rig, a flick shake like I normally throw, I usually throw it when water is a little more dirty or stained. So after a good rain like we've had here in the Northeast, this is what I picked up. And the reason I picked that up is I feel like you get more action, more water, a different kind of water displacement that helps draw them in. Also, and it's just gonna have a totally different profile. On that weighted hook, your worm's gonna come down like this. This is gonna come down, spiraling down towards the nose. Weighted, I do a lot of almost slackline fishing with it. This, you're gonna be a lot more tight lined, at least how I fish it, because I wanna try to keep this up and this tail up in the column moving, while this, the weighted portion, is just kind of nicking the bottom, creating a disturbance to draw in the bass. I think it's a really good rig. I think it'll work a lot of times. I still have more confidence in that flick shake rig, but if the water's dirty and I want a little displacement, this is a much better bait for it. So we'll cut to some on the water footage. Thanks for sticking in. And the on the water footage, I'm gonna show you a fish catch. I'm gonna show you where I'm throwing it, and I'm gonna show you again how to rig it. You guys have a good one. finally. Phew. All right, so we got that one right underneath the dock. We're using a Quiver worm, the bigger one, with 1/8 ounce, hooking it up on a Neko rig, and it's in June bug. This is on that medium fake green. Okay, so to rig this Neko rig, you're gonna take a bullet weight. This is 1/8, and you're gonna put it in the head. So you take your bullet weight, take the head of your bait, this is a little thrash. Give it a good connection point. If you're having issues getting the weight into it, you can heat it up with a lighter. It works really well. And then I like to put a Wacky O-ring on it. And then I've found that hookup ratios are better if you have the hook pointing away from the weight. So insert away from the weight. I like the Quiver worm because it gives a whole lot of action when it's sitting up there.